Good evening, everybody. Hey, Ozzy. How you doing, sweetheart? I just started, and you're here. Okay, here we go. First, before I go on to the update about my operation that I have coming up in 8 days, 10 days. Hang on, what date is it today? 9 days. I have my surgery. Before I go into any of that, I would like to address a few issues. Well, not issues, but a few things that I noticed while I was watching the John Benet Ramsey, what would you call it? Documentary, if you want to call it that. That's what we'll call it. The documentary that is on, for those who have Netflix. For those who don't, I won't give too much away for it, but I will say that that documentary was shit. It was very interesting, supposedly interesting, but shit. Now, there was a few things that John Ramsey came out with that had actually confused me quite a lot. Spoiler alert for everybody who hasn't seen it but wants to see it. He mentioned in countless interviews prior that when he found John Bonet, her hands were found tied above her head and he couldn't get any of them untied because the knots were too tight. Now, in this particular new documentary, he's come out with saying that her hands were tied behind her back and he was able to untie one of them. Or that might have been another bit of the documentary I've seen on other things. They say I listen to a lot of true crime when I go to sleep. It helps me sleep. I don't know why, but it does. Now, with this particular documentary, it was very, very interesting how even though he didn't come out and directly say it, but even though his baby girl, 6-year-old John Bonet, was the victim because she was unalived, he came across as like, I'm still the victim. And I found that very, if that's the right way of putting it. I can't think of if I think of the term I'm thinking, then I'll say something. But there is a lot of things, and they're saying about how there was that grand jury, they voted to indict, and then you got the little Monopoly man. I can't remember his name. So if anyone knows what it is, please feel free to let me know, but don't judge me for calling him the Monopoly man, because at the end of the day, the reason I call him that is because the grand jury voted to indict Patsy and John Ramsey, not necessarily, as they say, for the unaliving. I want to use the proper word, but I'm not allowed to here on YouTube. So, they wanted to charge them for child endangerment or some crap like that. They voted to indict them on those kinds of charges. Yet, Mr. Monopoly Man goes, no, you're not supposed to go. Do not collect $200. He said that they weren't going to indict. Now, there's this other documentary that is a little bit more understandable when it comes to the John Bonet case. Now, there's the one. Now, I have to use the proper word because I can't not say this word. YouTube has used have got a YouTube channel, 2-part documentary that was also on TV. It's called Who Killed John Benet Ramsey. It's a 2-parter. Now, the thing is, though, is the fact that I've said this on a few lives, I didn't think I said it on my last one. I have a habit of not re-listening to my lives. So forgive me if I've already said this, but, if I haven't, then here we go. What happened is the fact that they had headphones on and digitally remastered the 911 phone call that Patsy placed. Now, Patsy assumed she had hung up the phone. Now, apparently she didn't, because you could hear her going, oh, help me, Jesus, oh, help me, Jesus. Now, this is no disrespect to anyone out there who is a believer of God, okay, when I say this. So if you take offense, please remember that I'm not meaning any offense with what I'm about to say. Now, when I was a kid, believe it or not, I was a kid, what would happen is the fact that there would be this saying I would hear, oh, you know, if I would get in trouble, they'll go, oh, so help me, Jesus, if you did this, you know, I never had that said to me. But what I'm saying is that there are probably hundreds of kids, adults now out there who's had their parents say that to them. Now, I personally, they also claim on this other documentary, not the Netflix one, but the one that is available on YouTube, they're saying that they're hearing, what did you find? Now, when you hear something enough times and people then tell you something enough times, you're likely to believe that. Now, for me personally, I did not hear, what did you find? I hit her from behind. All right. And then instead of hearing, what did you do? I hear, what are we going to do? Now, the thing is, like I said, but that's just what I hear. Feel free to find the documentary and see what you hear when you hear, or listen, try and go YouTube it and say, Patsy Ramsey 911 phone call. Hey, Kitty, I'm glad you're here, sweetie. I'm glad you're here too, Aussie, so don't worry about that. But what I'm saying is the things that I hear are not what other people hear. So if you, all of you that listen to this, listen to that 911 call, but by all means, let me know in the comments below, or be kind about it, with what you hear of the Patsy's like, hurry, 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 hurry. Now, you got to remember as well is that Patsy was not an actress like you would see like Gwyneth Paltrow or any celebrity like that. She took acting classes, so she can act reasonably well. I don't think she can, but apparently she can. So even though people want to believe that 911 phone call, the likelihood that it was staged because of what happened and she knew what happened, who knows? The police claim as well, that is really quite funny, not funny ha-ha, but funny weird, is the fact that they want to be able to put on this persona that there's like, you know, there's a monster out there, keep your babies close, there's someone out there, and all this kind of crap. In the meantime, as they're saying that, before that, obviously the day of the tragedy, when JonBenet Ramsey lost her life, whether she lost it the night before or on Boxing Day of 26th December 1996, nobody knows exactly which date. I'm sure the Ramseys do. But anyway, what I'm saying is that they had no idea if it was a family friend. They had no idea if it was a person that was just walking down the street one day and thought, I feel like killing a kid. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they had no idea who was responsible. And to this day, 20 plus years later, we still don't know who's held accountable. In saying that, they got Burke to go and stay at the White's house, which many, 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 many years later, from what I think, now remember, I think this might not be true. Okay, Kitty. The thing is, though, is that if they didn't know who was responsible for this, you got to remember as well is the fact that when the police, before the police got, what was it? The police officer went down there and there was a plank of wood on the top of the door that kept the door closed and down where JonBenet's body was found. That wood that latched over it, that helped keep the door shut. Now, that door was locked. When the police officer went down to the basement to the wine cellar, which they didn't keep any wine in, that was locked. Now, the thing that's very funny is that they needed a key to unlock it. All right. Fleet White went down there, couldn't find, keep in mind, Fleet White had been friends with the Ramseys for many, many, many years. Fleet White was able to go down there, but couldn't find a light switch because it was pitch black. That room that JonBenet was found in apparently had no windows. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm just going by what I've heard. They had no windows and no light in there. But yet John Ramsey went down, like the police officer went down, they couldn't gain entry because the door was locked and the piece of wood was across the top part of the door. Right? So the cop couldn't enter into that particular room. Fleet White went down there, couldn't go into that room because of the fact that it was Oh, okay then. Thanks, Kitty. But what I'm saying, the thing that's very bizarre about it is the fact that Cop couldn't gain entry, but Fleet White could, but couldn't find a light switch to turn on the light. Right. But so he went back upstairs. The cop obviously before that went back upstairs. Then when John Ramsey was told to search from the top to the bottom, he headed straight to the basement. Didn't detour into another room prior. He just went straight to the basement. And all he had to do was open the door, and apparently he found John Bonet. But yeah, when Fleet White went down there, only about an hour, let's say within the hour prior, he couldn't see anything in the room. But yet John Ramsey was able to open the door and find John Bonet there. Now, the thing that's very confusing to a lot of people as well is that John Bonet was reported to have gone to bed in white long underwear and a red jumper. But when John Bonet's body was found, she was found with white the pants and then a white jumper of sort that had a silver star on it. So I personally don't get it. So you've got to ask yourself those sorts of questions. The crime scene itself, in my personal opinion, from John doing what he did, it was probably just instinct. Like he's said, I was so grateful that I found my daughter, I wasn't thinking and everything like that. But he took the tape off that was on the side of her, like over her mouth, and he took her upstairs. But the thing I'm confused about is prior to this particular Netflix special, he has said that her hands were tied above her head. But in this recent Netflix special, he's saying that her hands were tied behind her back. So I don't get that. But like I said, that particular Netflix special, I personally think it was crap. I think that they just tried to rehash everything we already knew, but tried to make it sound like it was relevant to what's happening now. I don't think that this case will ever be solved, unfortunately. I don't think whoever is responsible will ever be found, whether they've passed away or they've, something's happened to them that they'll never be discovered, so to speak. But like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yeah, so I don't know. I just think there's like with this particular new documentary that's out, little things for me don't add up. So I'll watch it again when I can stay awake long enough to watch it. Anyway, so moving on, an update for you all on, this is going to be probably a long live, short live, depends what's happening. Hey, Jody, how you doing, sweetheart? I personally, how can I put it? I've got 9 days before my surgery date. For those who don't know, I am having a corneal transplant on my left eye. So, and that's still going to leave my right eye with blurry vision. So, fun times for everybody. I know this is going to probably get me in trouble, but I'm prepared to put myself in that little bit of fire. I have been approved for some, not all, but some Meals on Wheels. So don't anyone worry about that side of things. But I don't know how long I've got that for. And so I'm asking if anyone is feeling generous enough, or any people, I should say, speak proper English, Tammy, would be able to help me, just to be able to allow me to get a few frozen meals, so then I've got them in my freezer ready to go for when I do get home from the hospital. I am going to be in there for overnight, maybe longer, but I doubt it. Hospitals don't like keeping patients in hospital longer than they need to be these days. My fear is real with this. It comes down to that I have gone through a corneal transplant well over 10 years ago now, I would say. But the thing is, though, is that it was my right eye that I had done. And even though I've gone through it before and I should be fine and all of that sort of hoo-ha, it comes down to that I didn't have the other issue, which is astigmatism, which is causing my eyes to be blurry. So I won't be able to do the basic of things for myself when I get out. I have asked people that I do know that live in Adelaide if anyone can help me. My brother works a fair bit, so I can't rely on. No, I love my brother for this, but I can't count on him. I can't count on my mum because my mum is also visually impaired. So no. It comes down to that I've got no one I can honestly turn to. So I'm turning to my YouTube family, and hopefully someone out there can help me and stuff. People suggest, oh, why don't you do like you foods or light and easy or those kinds of meals? And it's like, I don't have the money to do that. So that's why I'm here asking for help again. Yes, I ask for help a lot, I know. But I'm hoping that there are some people out there who can be kind enough to help me. If there's not, then that's fine. But I'm just going to be struggling big time to be able to. I was hoping to get some help and stuff like that. So then I can, like I said, I could go to the shops, get a bunch of meals and then put them in my freezer and not touch them until after my surgery. Because like I said, with blurry vision, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do what I need to do in order to meal prep for myself. My hands are still pretty messed up or fucked up, if you want to call it that way. I don't know what to do. Unfortunately, I can only afford like for the next week or so, Meals on Wheels for a week or two. I can't get them like not long after my surgery. And that's costing me at least $129 a fortnight to be able to do that. And that's only for one meal. So I'm hoping that there are people out there who can help me just get some funding so I can, like I said, before Wednesday next week, I can go to the shops and, like I said, I can pick up a few microwave meals and all that sort of stuff, because I won't be able to do pretty much anything after the surgery. Like I said, I don't know how long I'll be in hospital for. I don't know how long I'll have to wear the eye patch for, because the last time I didn't have to wear it for that long, because when I was in there last time, I was actually in hospital for a week. So I didn't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff, So by the time I got out of hospital, I wasn't wearing the patch. They were checking for infection every single freaking day. But I still had my left eye to see out of clearly, if that makes sense, until it all balanced out and I was fine. But because of the fact that I've got astigmatism on my right eye, it's going to make things extremely, extremely difficult. And people might think I'm weird saying this, but it comes down to that a dear friend of mine messaged me today and said that I hope I'm not out of line doing this. When she hurt her back, she was on like really strong painkillers, and she survived on chicken salads for a while. And I think that sounds absolutely awesome, but I still need to be able to get to the shops to get, like, you can't buy a rotisserie chicken, say, on a Monday and have it survive in your fridge till the Friday. You know what I mean? You've got to consume it within like 3-4 days. Not even that, 3 days. 2-3 days at the best. But what I'm saying is that I need help to be able to get a few microwave meals, get myself a few pre-made salads and stuff like that. And I can do that, hopefully, all being well, I can do that on the Tuesday. So that way, when I go into hospital on the Wednesday, if I'm home on the Thursday or the Friday, I still have some of those salads in my fridge to come home and, shred apart a chicken or something, and then put that through the salad as well. But I just have the fear of not being able to do those sorts of things for myself. And I'm hoping that there are some generous people out there. If you know of anybody who does want to donate to me, but they're not here today, please refer them to the live so they can know about my upcoming surgery and all that sort of stuff. And everything that's been happening to me lately that requires surgery has all been on my left side, like when I had before, I think this would have been before I started my channel. I had a part meniscus removed from my left knee. Then I had my carpal tunnel surgery on my left hand. Now I'm going through surgery on my left eye. And my insecurity and paranoia about the surgery, like, I'm looking forward to being able to see somewhat clearer than I do now, but it comes down to what scares me is because when I had my hand surgery, this is what one of the doctors or nurses or whatever told me when I finally came to. They told me they had difficulty waking me up after the anesthesia. That's scary, but I've been told to stop being paranoid. It's just from what I've been told by a few people, it's just a basic procedure and I should move on. It's not like it's life and death. And it's like, no, it's not, but I'm still allowed to be freaked out with it, like it's scary. And a lot of people go through corneal transplants and they're right as rain. Like when I went through my previous one, I was fine because I still had my left eye to see clearly out of. So things were easy for me. I could still do things for myself and all that sort of stuff after the surgery. I'll be on eye drops like Chlorzic and all that kind of crap after the surgery, and I'll be on those for like 3 times a day, like fun. I am worried that, anytime you have a transplant of any kind, whether it's a kidney, whether it's a bit of liver, whether it's a corneal transplant like I'm going through, or whether it's through any kind of transplant, you know what I mean? Like it comes down to you live in fear for so long leading up to it because you're thinking to yourself, oh, what if this, what if that? And then after the surgery, you're concerned because you're thinking to yourself, what if this rejects? Like what if this doesn't, what if my body doesn't accept this and rejects it and says, like, oh, get out of my... The last corneal transplant and the only other corneal transplant that I had, it came down to that, how can I put it? That my taste in food changed a lot, which is weird. I never used to be able, this is when I actually could afford to do it. When I went to a course that I was doing and all of that sort of stuff, I was never able to eat a KFC Wicked Wing. Yes, I plan to, Aussie, don't you worry. It comes down to I never used to be able to eat Wicked Wings, and now I can eat them like they're going out of fashion. Like it's weird. I never used to be able to drink much beer before my last corneal transplant. After my corneal transplant, I'll drink it like it was water, sort of, which is also very weird. But no, a lot of things have changed. Like I'm 99% me at the moment, but then by next Wednesday, I'll be 98% me because 2% of me has been donated by somebody else. So the thing that upsets me about having it done, though, as well, is the fact that someone but someone passed away and I became a match to their corneal tissue. And that it breaks my heart to know that, and I don't like feeling like that, but, they wanted to donate their organs and all that sort of stuff. And I think the people that do that, myself included, are amazing because as far as I'm aware, I'm an organ donor. Got to make sure that I've got to check on that somehow. But yeah, last time I checked, I'm an organ donor and I see it as that my organs are pretty shit. So I don't think anyone's going to want them, but hey, why not? But no, I am. It does upset me a bit. Like even after well over 10 years later, after I've had my last corneal transplant, I still get a little bit emotional knowing that before the astigmatism, I was able to see clearly out of that eye because someone passed away. And it breaks me, to think that I'm seeing, well, not at the moment because I can't see clearly, but that eye gets fixed up at like the right eye and everything like that. I hopefully won't need to wear glasses anymore because of the fact that I could hold, when I had the transplant prior to the this one, I was able to hold a business card down. I'm only 5'2", so give me a moment while I say this. I was able to hold a business card down near my hip or just below my breast area, and I was able to read the card with the greatest of ease. There was no squinting, there was no nothing. But with the last operation, the reason I had a corneal transplant is because my cornea had actually split or tore, ripped, take your pick. But yeah, it's just and it's scary. You know what I mean? To think that prior to that particular surgery, I was going through my whole life, squinting at everything, and it sucks to feel like I'm seeing clearly now because someone passed away. And I always wanted to write a letter to the family to say thank you. But I was told that apparently you're not allowed to do that in Australia. So that's a bit of a bummer. But it comes down to, like I said, fingers crossed all goes to plan. I'm keeping positive that my eye surgery will go well. I know it will go well. It's just the aftercare of the situation that I'm fretting. But yeah, that's really the only update I've got for all of you. Hello to all 6 people that are here, even the people that aren't talking. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tammy. Hi, my name is Tammy and I'm an alcoholic. No, I'm joking. I'm not. I don't drink anymore. But if you can donate, please do. Please, if you are going to donate, please try and do it before the 18th. So then that way I can go to the shops and get some pre-made meals. Pre-made meals over here in Australia aren't cheap. They're like the cheapest one is like that I can actually eat is probably like $5-6 a meal. Like that could be somewhat cheap for some people. But for me, it's like, what the fuck? It's a tiny little meal. But I've looked on places like YouFoods and I've seen a few good deals on them. But I don't want to be stuck in a contract with those people because I just want to be able to have excuse me. I don't want to be locked into any kind of contract. I only want to be able to make sure that I get enough things to get me through for like 2 weeks after the surgery because I won't be able to go live or talk on the phone that much because I have to avoid any kind of brightness, if that makes any sense. But if you don't want to help me with food, please help me get another Velocity fan. I got one the other day, but it's not actually a Velocity fan, and all it does is circulate the heat in my... they haven't said so, Kitty. But I am trying my hardest to quit. So that'll be good. If I can quit, yay! If I can't, then, oh, shit. They haven't said anything about me quitting before the surgery. They haven't mentioned anything about that. But time will tell. Like the time when I had my last one, I didn't touch a cigarette for like nearly 2 years after that surgery. It's great. And then I got stressed and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I started up again, which is really stupid. I just need to be able to find one of those stress ball things. They're not cheap either. But if I want to try and, like I said, I'll find myself a stress ball and squeeze that when I'm stressed. Because I don't have a guy that has pissed me off enough for me to try and grab him by the ball. Well, there is actually 2. But I don't particularly want to grab them by the balls and squeeze those because that's just a bit weird. I'm on how many packets a day? I'm not on any packets a day, if that makes sense. Like a packet would last me... I bought a packet on... Oh, far out. My brother got me 2 packets last Wednesday, and they were those really thin ones that you can get. He got me 2 packets of those, and I finished the last one of those. He got it for me last Wednesday, as in Wednesday the 4th, and I finished my last one of those about 2 hours ago. So I'd say a packet would last me at least a few days. Where I'll be honest with all of you, a packet wouldn't last me that in the past. No. But I'm trying my hardest to cut down. I don't recommend Nicorette gum to anybody because it's absolutely fucking disgusting. And I know they're supposed to be good for you, but yeah, I'm not on so I'm not. So a pack of 20s would last me a few days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today's now Monday. So 6 days, and I've got through, unfortunately, 40 cigarettes. So that's pretty bad in 6 days. So I need to try my hardest to cut back on that too. But all being well, I'm hoping that it does go. Like I said, I know the surgery is going to be great. Had a few issues with trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I'm going to do my next live. Who knows? If I'm in hospital for that night, then I might even do a live from my hospital room. But I seriously doubt that I'll be up for it. My surgery is scheduled for 7 a.m. on Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2024. I am putting that whole date in because of the fact that I want to remember when it is. So if I go back and go, when did I have my surgery again? When was it? Oh, shit. I don't remember. But all being well, now that I put it in this video and this video doesn't get taken down, I'll remember it. And I've also told a few people that I trust a lot that when the surgery date is, some I haven't gotten around to, which is unfortunate. But like I said, all being because when I was talking about this before, the hospital wasn't sure if it was going to be on the 18th of December or the 12th of February. But it's just before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to me, yay! I'm looking forward. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting this sorted and done and dusted, so to speak. But like I said, if you can help me, please donate to my PayPal. The link is in the description. And if you can't, then just send well wishes if you can before the surgery and stuff. Like I said, my surgery's at 7 a.m. and that's an early fucking surgery. I've suggested to the hospital, considering how early the surgery is going to be, would it be advisable if I came in the night before? And they said they're going to look into that and let me know. So time will tell with that. And the beauty of the Royal Adelaide Hospital, all the rooms are individual, so I don't have to worry about listening to, see Susie Marie next door to me snoring, or, Frank Smith over there snoring his head off when I'm trying to sleep and rest. All the rooms are all like private rooms now, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be good. The likelihood of my family coming to visit me because it's in the middle of summer is next to none. So I'll be alone for a lot of the time. So for those who have my phone number, feel free to call me if I'm in there or wherever. But I'm just at the point now where, like I said, my focus is on trying to not be scared. Yes, it's very annoying because I like my privacy when I'm in hospital. I don't like that it's really okay. This is something I've noticed. Now, I might be arrogant for thinking like this, but I don't know why hospitals think that when a doctor walks into the room, putting that curtain around your bed suddenly makes your health issue private. Yes. Yes, it is, Aussie. So I'm thinking now that what I might do is that I might, get a curtain and put it around my house. So then that way, anyone approaching my door or anyone else that's in any other, or put it around my bed. Well, I have a four poster, so I technically can do that. But what I can do is I can put a curtain around my bed, right? And then have people come over and I'll talk to them, but I'll get them to sit on my bed and I'll talk to them because, a curtain somehow creates a soundproof barrier. And I fucking hate that. It's even worse. Like when I was in hospital with pneumonia, right? the doctor came into my room. I had to be isolated because, pneumonia is very contagious. But then when I wasn't, I was moved back into a ward. And the thing that made me laugh about that is that she put a curtain and she goes, have you, like the nurses, I don't know what accent, she goes, have you had a bowel movement today? And I'm thinking, yep, that's not embarrassing at all. No. I won't be able to see though, Ozzy. I would love to. I would love to do that. But because of the fact that they're operating on one eye and the other eye is still blurry, I probably wouldn't even get to the door without walking into someone and knocking someone over, probably. Hang on. Hmm. Yeah, see, that's why I think, no. I reckon that if a doctor's just going to come in and ask you a question, or the nurse is going to come in and ask you a question, you see that thing on the side of my bed? It's called a phone. Ring up. Here's an idea. That way it stays completely confidential if you're in a ward. But if you're in your own room, then yeah. But yeah, I don't like being. Well, then come down next week, and then you can come and spend time with me while I'm in the hospital. No, I'm joking. I don't expect you to do that. It's all good. But no, like I said, I'm just at the stage of my life where it's like, I agree with my brother. It's not a life or death surgery. I know that. But it comes down to the fact that what I'm going to be able, like Kitty Witty, Ozzy, just think, when you and Spirit Time come back, I'll actually be able to look at, like, see you. I've seen you, but I'll be able to see you, if that makes sense. And you won't be just like a blob of blurriness to me. Blob's not a very nice word. Hopefully you're not offended by that, but you know what I mean? I'm hoping. I'll go with no on that one because of the fact that if I'm scared, 9 out of 10 times I scrunch my eyes closed, and I have to avoid doing that after my surgery because the stitches could pop. So I'm going to go with no, please don't. But like I said, it's just, I'm more afraid of the fact that they're going to have trouble waking me up like they did when they did my hand. I know they're your friends, but they're not my friends, Ozzy. Not yet, anyway. Oh, where would I be without Ozzy making me laugh? You're a sweetheart. And Kitty, thank you for your messages earlier too, by the way. If you're still here, Kitty, I appreciate them. I appreciate all the people that have messaged me to keep in touch to see how I'm doing. And like I said, I'm not scared of the surgery because I've had it done before. 42 years old. I need to grow up and stop being afraid. But I am afraid of what's going to happen if they're going to have difficulty waking me up. I'm scared that I'm not going to have anything here when, to see me through when I have the surgery. I'm looking at everything and anything. I've tried ringing about. I've rang You Foods. I've rang that other food meals that you can get sent to you. I've rang Light and Easy. I've rang so many different places today to see if that I place an order now, can they take the money out on the 18th and deliver it to me on the 20th or the after the 20th. And their words, and I quote, is like, we don't do that. You have to ring up if you want meals after the 18th. You have to ring on the 18th to arrange it then. I'm like, I'll be having surgery that day. They go, well, you've got to get someone else to do it. I'm like, uh-huh. Who can I get to do this for me that lives in the same state as me? Can I get my mum to do it? No. Can I get my brother to do it? Hell no. So I've got no one that can actually help me. Like when it's time for me to go home from the hospital, I'll have no one with me. So I have to fight, like not necessarily find my own way home, but I'm going to be going home on my own. I don't know what to do. I'm not postponing the surgery under any circumstances. but it comes down to the fact that I am afraid. Oh, Ozzy, did you want to come up and tell it? Because reading the chat is very hard for me at the moment. I don't know. Kitty, I don't know. I'll probably have to pay 50 something bucks to get home in a taxi. Hang on, I know what I'll do. Hang on. Not that you'd want to, but if anyone wants to come. Oh, what am I doing? Give me 1 sec, please. If anybody wants to come up, there is the link to StreamYard. I have not, Kitty Witty, I might be able to get a lift home, but there's a likelihood that that might not happen because I could be discharged really early in the morning or I could be discharged really late at night, and who knows. Oh, Ozzy, that's awesome, hon. I won't laugh at that. That is awesome. I reckon you'll be really good at it. I reckon you and, yeah, you'll be amazing at that. Please believe me when I say that. Ozzy, you could be amazing at absolutely anything you set your mind to. You're that. I've met Ozzy in person, for those who don't know, and she has the most amazing, caring, beautiful, pure heart that I've ever fucking met. And I'm proud to say she's one of my best friends. She's my sister. She's sister from a different mister. And I am honored to say that she is that. She's always like, she could be having a shit day. And if I'm having a shit day, she puts her shit day to one side and she calls me. And she's just got this most amazing rough. Okay, well, the money has to be in my bank account to be able to use Uber. And I think an Uber would cost probably about 40, 50 bucks. And the thing is, I have difficulty. I won't be able to see the screen properly. So that's just going to be like navigating it to home. And it's like, oh, shit, I'm going to whoop, whoop. But no, like I was saying about Ozzy, she is the one person that I know that I can count on not to judge me. Like if I want to bitch about people, my family, she lets me. She doesn't try and put it in a way that, oh, but you've got to understand where they're coming from. She doesn't do that. She allows me to vent. And if there was ever an award for great support, it would definitely be like there's Foxy Lady and Elizabeth Anderson that are a great support to me as well. But as far as in Australia goes, and there's Van, that's a great support. There's everyone that's a great support. Don't get me wrong. But with Aussie True Crime, she just manages to put things into such a perspective that I don't feel like I'm being a bitch by bitching, if that makes sense. So, Aussie, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being my friend, being such a loyal friend, a supporter, and a mod, obviously, but more than anything, just for being my sister and one of my best friends. So thank you. Kitty Witty, you've managed to cheer me up in more ways that I could poke a stick at, so to speak. You're an incredible person. Like you yourself are also not going into detail with anything with anyone's personal stories. But Kitty Witty, you've gone through your battles of trying to get up to the top of that hill and stand on that hill and stick your fingers up at the doubters down below, and yet you've still been there for me. So thank you. Everyone that has ever actually listened to my bullshit and everything like that, I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for the support that I've gotten from people in this community. There are some people that are not very nice people. And I honestly, I don't know where I would be without certain things that have happened in my life. And thank you to everybody thank you, Ozzy. I just don't know how I got so lucky to make some amazing friends. And I just wish that you all lived closer. And unfortunately, Ozzy was the one that lived the closest to me, and now she doesn't. she's moved from where she was to somewhere else, and I'll just leave it as she's moved to a different state. I'm not going to say where because that's no one else's business but hers. But she's moved further away from me, and most people do that when they meet me. Right, Tammy's in Adelaide. We're in, hypothetically, let's say we're in Perth, but that's too close. We're going to move to Northern Territory. Yeah. But I know that Aussie always wanted to go back home where she was originally from, so I can understand that. But there's so many things I'm not able to do. Apparently, I'm not allowed to drive. So, drat, but I don't drive anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm not allowed to do any heavy lifting. I'm not allowed to look down a lot. So that's going to be really hard considering the amount of people here on YouTube that I look down on, but I'm only 5'2", so, I'm a short ass. So I can't look down at many people. It's figure of speech, but I can't look down. And what else I'm not allowed to do? I'm not allowed to go swimming, which is fine because I can't swim. So, win-win. I'm not allowed to wear any face cream, eye makeup, which is completely understandable because if you're going to be wearing like face cream and like all that sort of stuff, if there's even a hint of a scent, it could go into the eye and actually infect the stitching area. Oh, and also I might have to keep the stitches in for the rest of my life. Yes, I do. I do look up to Aussie. There are pictures on her profile of her and I together, but I'm actually like leaning into her a little bit because I am a short ass. But it's just, yeah, it comes down to, sorry, my brother went to a friend's house and he cooked him dinner. Isn't that lovely? But like I was saying, it comes down to there are so many things that when this transplant take, like I don't even remember how long it was. Like, here's what's funny. The last time I had the corneal transplant, I had the stitches in my eye for 3 years. All right. So you can imagine that if your eye is so fucking irritable and you just want to rub it, for 3 years I couldn't do that with my right eye. All right. So it was basically like stretching the skin under the eye, stretching the skin above the eye, and slightly stretching it on the side of the eye. But since I had that one done, I can hardly cry tears out of my right eye. So that's going to be fun. If I get emotional or anything like that and ever decide to go live, as in on camera with my mug showing, it's going to be really quite disturbing when I get emotional about something. I can't cry because they're going to think, oh, she's faking. She's not even crying. She's not even any tears. Well, you all know up front that might be the reason why. Okay, so Aussie's still in here. Kitty Witty is still in here. And who else is in here? That's all that's typing in here. Is anyone else in here game to at least say hello? Well, I don't mean to say disrespectful. That sounds disrespectful. I'm sorry. Out of the 5 people that aren't talking, do any of you want to say hello? Oh, and Jodie, if she's still in here. So there are 4 of you in here that aren't saying anything. I hope you're here for the right reasons. I really hope you're not here just to troll. I really, really hope not, or you're here to lurk, or whatever the term is they use these days. It's really hard to know because YouTube changes its rules all the time, and it makes it difficult. Like Aussie and is really good at this. She goes, if there's a rule change, Aussie will ring me and tell me, hey, there's a new YouTube rule. You can't say this on YouTube now, and you can't say this on YouTube. And I've got to try and remember those every time I hit the go live button. It's like, okay, so I can't say this. I can't say this. I can't say that. Then what the fuck is left? But it's just, yeah. Oh, a ghost cat. Oh, that'd be so cool. And maybe I should have said that, but a ghost cat. Here, kitty go go go. Here, kitty go go go. I'm trying to say kitty ghost ghost, but I'm just saying kitty kitty go go. Kitty kitty go go. I always sound really weird saying that. Sound weird. But no, so yeah, at the moment I'm 99% me. This time, not next week, but this time on the 18th, all being well, I won't be me. Oh, can I just say I'm thinking I'm haunted by 3 women that were in my life but all passed away. Each and every, well, one of them died of a heart attack and the other 2 died of cancer. Can I just pretend that they're haunting me so then I can have you come visit me, Ozzy? Ooh. Oh, that's scary. I could just pretend that I have ghosts around me, Ozzy, and then you can come visit, and then, yeah, I can save my ass off. I don't know how, but save my ass off, get a really nice hotel for the week, and then, yeah, we could just like, yeah. But apparently it's going to be like really, really hot here on Sunday. My mum was saying it's going to be 38 degrees here on Sunday. So while you're all enjoying your air conditioning, and so think of me in my unit sweating like a pig. And I'm not talking about a police officer pig. I'm talking about an actual pig. Because even cops get air conditioning. Do you ever actually get to speak to any of the ghosts, Ozzy? And do you actually get the... I would if I could communicate with any spirits, even though I don't want to discuss it, that case. Oh, okay. I think that I would love to be able to speak to Shanann Watts. I would love to be able to speak to her. I would love to be able to speak to John Benet Ramsey. I would like to be able to speak to another few people, but that would be actually quite interesting to be able to communicate with John Benet Ramsey. Now, here's the thing I'm curious about. For those, oh, okay, that's awesome, Ozzy. I've always wanted to know that if you, okay, because we're here, as far as I know, the ones that are communicating in here, we're from Australia. So it makes me wonder if I wanted to communicate with the spirit of John Benet Ramsey, would I be able to communicate with her, do you think, if considering she's in America and I'm in Australia, do you think that the communication can actually be bridged? So I don't know the term. But yeah, it's just something I would absolutely love to be able to do. Some people go, "Oh, just get a Ouija board and you can communicate with her that way." And I'm like, oh, no. No, 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 no. You'll not get me near a fucking Ouija board ever again. I've been near a real one, but not one that's made out of wood. Oh. Okay, thank you, Ozzy. Lucky you, Jody. Enjoy the cold. Send me back the cold weather to my unit specifically because I don't have air conditioning. So send me cold weather, at least a little bit, so then we can enjoy. I can enjoy it, and then yeah. But anyway, I have to go, guys, because like I said, I'm feeling a little bit. Ugh. Oh, I gotta wait till you answer Kitty Witty's question. But like I said, if you can help me with that, please do. If you can't, then that's fine. I completely get it. Okay, I know that. Okay, I don't. That name's. I don't know why, but that name sounds really familiar, Jody. Oh, what the fuck? You're going everywhere, Jody. You lucky, lucky, lucky girl. I hope that you enjoy yourself and promise me you'll stay safe And if you're a fan of him, then great, but steer clear of Trump. Why should she? Hang on. When are you going? Hang on. Oh, well, if it's after Wednesday, feel free to shove me in your suitcase. I promise that I don't eat much. I don't these days. Oh, far out. See, that's, oh, sorry. Just the name Charles Manson gives me goosebumps. It's weird. You can mention, okay, they got Manson family. See that? Goosebumps, man. I don't know. It's really weird. Oh, all right, Brussels sprout. I don't like being freaked out with just names. I hear the name Chris Watts and I'm just like, pussy. He's a pussycat because at the end of the day, he's coming down to that he's now trying to place the blame all on Kissinger. Like, why not? Doesn't stop what happened. I've heard of it. Jody, but I'm not 100% of it. Ooh, excuse me. Kitty Whitty, are you referring to Trump? I'm sorry. See, we can say he's an idiot, yeah. Well, hey, just remember though that the condom factory wrote to Donald Trump's parents and saying, "We're so sorry. We're sorry," and that's all they wrote on the letter. We're so sorry. I think, for what it's worth, though, there is only about a few things that Trump has actually said he's going to do. Whether he does them or not, it's another thing. Yes, I agree there, Kitty. It comes down to there's only been probably about 3 or 4 things that Trump has said that I can look on it and go, oh, okay, well, time will tell. But yeah. All right, guys, I need to go try and make something for my dinner. I bought myself Coles have these. I know it's a waste of money, but I can't be bothered trying to cut anything up. Coles have these Greek salad kits, and they're $8 each, so they're not cheap. But I got myself 2 of those today and a rotisserie chicken, and I'm going to try. Excuse me, shred some of that chicken, even though I don't like shredded chicken. Shred some of that chicken up, cook up some vermicelli noodles, and then put the Greek salad, mix all that together. Put the cooked vermicelli, which is bean noodles. Cook those up in the microwave for 4.5 minutes. Drain them, rinse them off with cold water to get rid of any excess starch. It's only like a little packet, so it's not going to hurt me to lift it. And then I'm going to put the dressing over it and then mix it all together, and dinner's served. But I'd like to be able to try and do that before. Well, it's probably be a bit late now, so. Thank you, Jody. That really does mean a lot. But like I said, if anyone out there can help by donating some money so I can get some freezer meals in my freezer so they're there for when I get out of hospital. I know my surgery's not for another 9 days, and I'm aware of that. But it's good to try and plan ahead. So, oh, you got to go see the Brady Bunch. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, if you get to meet Christopher Knight, aka Peter Brady, Jody, send him my number. Because regardless, he's still got that sexy smile that I love. And Greg, the guy, what is it, Barry, whatever? I nearly said Barry White, Barry Williams or whatever it was that played Greg Brady. Ugh. No, thank you. Not a big fan of him. All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, mice and rats, I have to go. And Jody, when you're back, if you're feeling okay with it, you can come up and tell us all about it if you like. You don't have to. Well, I'm friends with you on Facebook, so I'll see it all over. I think I still am. I'll see it all over the Facebook anyway. So until next time, guys, please feel free to, if you need to get a hold of me and ask me any questions, feel free to do that. But just know I won't be able to reply to actual messages on the 18th, 19th, and most probably the 20th. So if you, excuse me, if you need to get a hold of me, please feel free to actually call me, because I don't want any of you to think that I'm ignoring any of you, because I'm not. It's just that I'm not going to be able to look at the screen for a day or two. Well, on that note, I need to go make some dinner. All right. Loves to you all. All of you take care of yourselves. And yeah, so until next time, you know what I always say, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And Jody, travel safe. Bye.